Hey everyone, it's Samantha. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. Today's video is a very exciting one for me because we are going to just talk all things Pinterest. I would love to say that Pinterest is my most used app and that I spend the most time on my phone every day on Pinterest, but that is just simply not the case. But I will forever be a Pinterest girly. Like, Pinterest is my safe space. I feel like it is best described in the way that all girls describe it as, where it's social media without the social aspect, and it's just media, and everybody on there is just so nice, and it's actually more so a tool and something that doesn't feel like brain rot, so to speak, when you go on it, rather than, you know, you go on and you scroll and you lose sense of time. For me personally, when I go on Pinterest, I don't feel like I'm going on social media or on my phone at all. It just feels like I am bettering myself. So today I'm going to show you exactly how I use Pinterest to my advantage. I have helpful boards and purely aesthetic boards. I post my pictures on there as if it were a different form of Instagram. Before we get into everything and I dive into all of the things that I do to make my life better using this app, don't forget to follow me everywhere if I am somebody that you want to come across your feed. I have Instagram, Goodreads, Pinterest, Spotify, pretty much everything other than TikTok, because I'm just not on TikTok. Sorry, sue me. Pinterest is one of my favorite forms of social media and I post on there all the time. So if you're watching this video and you like the things that you're seeing, feel free to follow me over there. So those are all linked down below. And of course, don't forget to subscribe. Give this video a thumbs up. I want to kind of teach you a little bit about the app before anything else, because if you have never used Pinterest before, or even if you just use it and don't really know how to use it specifically, I think it's really helpful and important to know before going into all of this stuff and all the things that I find interesting, if you understand exactly how to use it and the tools that are in the app itself to help you. And if you have a business account, you're gonna have way more options over here. So this is my account, this is my profile. I have a profile picture, my username, and then this is like, I don't know exactly what you would call it. I guess this is just your name and that's your username. You need to pick one that has a certain amount of like requirements and one that hasn't been taken already. So mine is not the same as most of my handles on, you know, Instagram and YouTube. Most of my handles are Samantha R Rose. So there's just an extra R in there because all of the other ones for that were taken. This one, on the other hand, is Samantha_Rose_44. So it's a little bit different. This is, I think, the only social media platform where my handle or username is different. Then it's also going to show you how many monthly views you have. Your monthly views are basically how many people are viewing the pins that you create, which are under the created tab. So these are all of the pins that I have made, like my pictures from my camera roll that I post on here. I actually think you can do it if you don't have a professional account. It just won't show you monthly views, statistics, analytics, everything like that. The way that you can sign up for a business account is pretty easy. I don't exactly remember how, but I'm sure if you go into settings or maybe try using your computer. Computers are always better with stuff like this, like Goodreads and Pinterest. It's just better to use a computer for more technical stuff. But I don't remember it being difficult, and you didn't have to pay, you didn't have to wait a really long time, you don't have to be verified, you don't have to have a certain amount of followers. I only have 84. You can, in your bio, put a link. So I have a link to my YouTube channel, which you're watching right now. The ones that you create are obviously going to be in this section. If you have a business account, it shows you how many people viewed it, how many people saved it, and how many people thumbs it up. If you want to message somebody, like your friends, that's where you're going to find like the little inbox at the message symbol. And then if you want to see your activity and notifications, there's a notification button where it shows you just like everything that people have been doing with your pins. And then this little like announcements button right next to it is your engagement button. On the left, it shows you every comment that you've gotten. If you want to get to your home feed from here, because that was something that I struggled with, you'd go up to here where it says Pinterest and you would go to home feed right down there. And then it's going to bring you to where everybody else has posted pins. I am going to stay in the home feed. I'm going to show you how to save pins to a board, how to create a board. On the computer, if you want to create a board, there is a, I can't do two things at one time, clearly, but there's a plus sign and you can create a pin or a board. If you're creating a pin, that means that you would be like posting a picture from your camera roll onto your Pinterest. I do that on my phone because it's just way easier to upload from there. But if you have some pictures on your computer that you want to post to Pinterest, you can do it that way. But mainly what I do is board. When you're creating a board, you would name it something. So let's just say I'm doing this for fun. I'm going to name it Pinterest. And I'm going to keep this board secret because I don't want everybody who sees my profile to see it, which is important if you don't want that to happen. If you want to add collaborators, basically all of your friends that you're following back on Pinterest will be there. So you can add them if you really want to. And then it's going to give you this option to save some pins to your new board. I don't like doing this because all of these frankly look very cringy, very like 2016 Tumblr aesthetic vibes. So I just hit done and the board is going to be empty. They are going to give you suggestions for pins that you can add to your board. So it says find some ideas for this board. You would click on it and then you could add basically anything. And the way that you add it is this little pin symbol right at the top right of each pin. I don't want to do this, so I'm going to go back, and then this board is fully created. Like, this is always going to be here. I would then go back to my home feed and then I can search up pretty much anything that I want to save to my new board. Pinterest algorithm is so good. So if you just want to scroll and start saving a bunch of things, the more you use it and the more time you spend on it, the more you obviously save to different boards, the more they're going to recommend things that I personally think really encapsulate my personal aesthetic and vibe and what I'm looking for when I go on the app. They really like suggesting things for you. So there are ideas for you when you hit on the like little search button. Hold on. Let me go back to that. Okay, when you hit this search button, it's like a little magnifying glass. This is gonna pop up. It's gonna give you ideas for you, so little sections. You can click on it, and this says light brunette hair because I save hair inspiration, as I'll show you in a second. Popular on Pinterest. So these are all the things that are trending currently. So Mexican braids with ribbon, curtain bangs, makeup looks, album covers, cute outfits, stuff like that. So if you're not really sure where to start, that could be a great starting option if you don't even wanna like type anything into the search bar. If you just want to instantly go into a curated For You page or homepage for specific boards that you have, it's going to be up here on the For You tab. So basically these are all boards that I have and have saved pins to that they think, oh, this could be a great idea. So for example, more ideas for London, London, London. It's just the same thing as the For You page or homepage that we just saw, just specifically catered to that board. I like to put aesthetic into my search every single time because I'm here for the aesthetics, nothing else. I get the best results when I put aesthetic at the end, so I'm gonna move that to the end of my search. Cute outfits, aesthetic. Okay, so you put that in. Obviously, the more you save, the more you use the app or the website, they are going to make a note of that on your profile and give you some stuff that is more suited to what you would actually pick and pin for specific boards. And then if you want to save something, so say I really like this one, this is going to give you like your recommended board. They're like, oh, I think that this pin would look really great in your outfit inspo board. You can decide to do that or not. Personally, I don't want to save it there. So I'm going to hit this drop down menu option and it's going to give me all of the boards that I have and own. I actually want to save that to the board we just made together called Pinterest. So I'm going to search Pinterest on the drop down menu and save it. There's one singular pin in there that we just saved together. But say you didn't want that one. Say that it was an accident, you didn't want to put it in there, you want to delete it. There's going to be this little like pen marker option. You're just going to click on that and it's going to give you some options. You can move it to a specific section or you can delete it or save it again. This is my Pinterest board called Pinterest. This is what I've saved into it. And now if I want to organize this more, I would go up to here where it says organize, the first option. And then I would click on the ones that I want to group together to make a section. This is so helpful. It's so nice for being organized about everything. So say that I want to group together all of the pins about nails. I have 3 in here, and then I would go into here, which is the little folder with the plus sign that says create section. So I'd click that and then you can title it whatever. So I want to say nails and then it'll show up instantly right up there. Then if I want to do one about hair, you can do that exact same thing again. Click on the ones that you want in the specific section, add section, and type in hair. They'll instantly be saved. If it doesn't show up right away, which this one isn't, I just refresh. If you would like to delete a board, so say I don't like this one, I don't like my whole Pinterest vibe, I'm gonna click on that little marker thing to edit, go all the way down to the bottom and hit delete board. And I have recently noticed that they added a feature where you can restore deleted boards or recently deleted boards. They haven't ever done this before, but I really like this. So it says that recently deleted boards, I have 2 boards, including their pins, will be permanently deleted after 7 days. But if you're within that 7-day window of boards that you've recently deleted that you want to restore, you would just click restore boards. There are these little slider controls as a button at the top, and you can do a custom edit of like where each board is. You can do it by last pin added, or you could do it by alphabetical order, of course. So if I want to do custom, I would click on custom, and then I would move the boards just by dragging and dropping into the spaces between each board. If you have questions about any of this, leave them down below. I will be happy to respond to you because I do think this can be a little confusing, especially if you've never used Pinterest before. Let me give you a quick tour of my Pinterest. First one on here is future. You can add this little banner. There's always going to be an option to edit your board board cover, edit your board description. There's always going to be little 3 dots or a little editing thing. So just always look for that and that'll help you, or like organize, which is how you would move pins around in a board if you want them to look a certain way. So this board is specifically for my future. This is what I want my future to look like. Think of it as a future vision board. So basically for the rest of my life, like whether it's different eras of my life, this is what I want it to look like. So I've just basically gone in, searched a bunch of different things like being a mom, future house inspiration. So that's one board that I really like. Most of these are actually public. So if you want to do a deeper dive into my Pinterest, all the ones that I don't care about anybody seeing that I think could actually be beneficial for you to see, I have them public. The next one over here is just a vision board specifically for this year. So the things that I'd like to accomplish, the way I want my life to look, the quotes that I want to specifically focus on this year, any exciting events that I have that I want to include in my vision board. For example, I went to see Kelsey Ballerini, she's on here. And this is actually what I used to have as a reference for my physical vision board that I made with my best friend. We just basically made these separate Pinterest boards, took all of the pictures and dragged them into a Google Doc on a separate tab, and then went and printed them out so that we could cut them out and then glue them or tape them to some cardstock. It's a really great way to find pictures that are aesthetically pleasing, that you really resonate with. Then I have my London board. It's called London, London, London. Here's my banner picture. And it's basically me manifesting that I will be in London one day. I have never been, but it's my dream city. As many of you know who have watched me for literally any time at all, I talk about it all the time. So I just kind of look up London aesthetic every once in a while if I want to manifest it and dream about it and make a vision board for it. This one doesn't have any sections specifically because it's just kind of like overall manifestation. But the ones that I specifically find really helpful for organizing your life and using as a tool to romanticize and really go after what you're planning and what you're thinking is these that I have. My favorite is my outfit inspo one because I have it organized by season. Oh, I haven't organized this in a very long time. Let me quickly do that. If you want to move things to a pre-existing section in your board, I just selected all the ones I want to go into my summer section, and then I'm going to hit this arrow and move them into this board where it has all of these options. So since the options are right here, there's a bathing suit section, a spring and summer section, and a fall and winter section. I'm going to put them in the one that says spring and summer, and they will instantly move into there, which is very helpful. So at the bottom of this board, I have kind of overarching things. So dresses that could really be worn anytime. This outfit, which has like a long sleeve top and some shorts on the bottom, so it could honestly work for really any season, maybe even the transitional seasons. I also have a couple things like places that I'd like to go shopping in at some point in my life. Shoes, I could make a section for that, but I just haven't yet. This is so helpful, especially if you're going to a store and you have no idea where to start. Coming up with what you are really into, what you like to have in your closet in the future one day, and things that really speak to you. It's just so much easier to do it through an app like Pinterest. You can just put them all on a board, open it up on your phone whenever you're in a store looking for clothes to buy, and say, oh, this has been on my vision board for a really long time. Maybe I should buy something like this. Ask an employee, hey, do you have anything that looks like this? It's just so helpful, and I love it so much. I have a board for cooking inspo. Have I used any of these recipes yet? No, but this summer, watch out, because I will be doing that. Desserts, dinners, breakfasts, and snacks and sides. For this board, there isn't anything under them, so it's not going to scroll down. I just have them organized specifically into sections because I felt like that would be just easier for my brain to understand. I also really like making boards for specifically events coming up. I like having my outfits planned out, my hair planned out. I'm a very type A organized person, if you couldn't tell, and Pinterest is a great tool for me to be able to organize everything down to the very last detail. That way if something goes wrong, something just isn't working, I can kind of have a jump point from, I don't know how to explain it, but I hope you know what I mean. For example, for senior prom, I had no idea. I was like, I don't even know what I want my hair to look like. I don't know what I want my dress to look like. And the worst thing that I could do for my mental health personally is leave things to the very last minute. I'm the opposite of a procrastinator. I can't physically do it. It's just not in me to do that. So this is really helpful because the second I start stressing about something, I'm just like, let me go on Pinterest, see what they have, see what other people are doing, compile ideas that I really like, trends that I'm really into, and then save them there because it's not just a hard set yes that I'm gonna have to use this. This is just my inspiration and things that I'm thinking of for the future. So for senior prom next year, I had no idea what dress I wanted to wear, what I wanted my hair to look like. All of these pins down here are inspo for pictures to take for senior prom, maybe different angles that I didn't get this year that I just don't want to miss out on next time. Oh, here, this one's really helpful, hair inspo, because I always feel like going into the hair salon or the hair, wherever you get your hair done or cut or colored, it can be really overwhelming. And you're just sitting there and you're like, I have no idea what I want you to do to my hair. I guess whatever you want to do, which is kind of like, okay, that could work, but also, do you really want to trust them with what to do with your hair? I don't know if I do that, but this is a really helpful way for me to organize things. Have I gotten my hair dyed any time in my life other than to get really bad highlights? No, that is the truth. I haven't done it since then, so I have no idea if this is going to be helpful. That way you don't have to be searching stuff up when you get there. Like, you have your whole life planned out, so it's basically all Rachel from Friends. It's also just like really therapeutic and calming and fun to be able to just go onto my computer or my phone at night sometimes and be like, I kind of want to do this board and kind of organize it better, add some new pins. Oh, this is really helpful. I have one for my future house because interior design is a passion of mine. And so this is very helpful for what I want to do if I have a coastal cottage or a farmhouse one day. For girls who like to romanticize their life like me, it's really helpful to have different options of the way things can pan out. If I have a life where I'm living in a coastal town by the beach, here's what my life would look like. I have it all planned out. If I'm gonna live in a rural countryside type of area, here's what my life would look like, here's what my house would look like, and all of that stuff. So for someone like me who has a bunch of different outcomes in her head and isn't sure like where my life is gonna take me, this is really helpful, I have to say. Another great one is Halloween costumes. I am the worst person when it comes to picking a Halloween costume. So over the course of the year, you can find different options that you like, and then when it comes down to it, just pick from here. It's just so much easier. I went to a concert at the beginning of this year with my best friend, so we had a joint board because you can collaborate with people if you hit the like little plus button up here. So we had a joint board where we added some outfit inspo. Did we look like this? Not really. We kind of went like way different. I mean, we did like denim and red pretty much and pink. This was kind of just a starting point. What we decided to do was a little different, obviously. I also do some overall like aesthetic boards, mainly for other people, not really myself. So I have vanilla and chocolate aesthetic. I don't know if you've ever heard of like the vanilla girl aesthetic. So I made a board about that. And I have that in here. And then I also have one for chocolate girl aesthetic because you know what? It's just fun. And anybody who says that it's not fun is lying, because it is fun for many people, including myself. I also make kind of aesthetic boards with pins that remind me of my favorite books. So I have one all about Magnolia Parks. Down here is just kind of the vibe of the books. This is really helpful if you're ever like trying to convince a friend or somebody in your life to read a book that you really like. As a very visual person, sometimes it can be difficult to be like, am I gonna like the vibe of this book? Am I gonna really want to live in this book for however long it takes me to read it? Hopefully this gave you a better idea of how to use the app, a better way of organizing your life. I find that it's a really helpful tool for manifesting, motivating, creating vision boards, and kind of just organizing and planning my life from now moving forward. And I know I will be continuing to use this app for the rest of my life. I think it is so helpful, especially if you are a bride or a mom. Having an app like Pinterest can be a really helpful tool for you. It's just a really helpful way to use something like a Google search engine, but make it seem more aesthetic and more refined to your vibe, and have it really know your algorithm and know what you're gonna want to save. Girls love Pinterest, basically. So if you've never used it, if you're not good at using it, quote unquote, not good at using it, hopefully this helped in some way and you will start using it as a tool, because I think it's just so important and helpful in everybody's life, and everyone should be on it. Everyone should be using it. Keep it a safe place though. The reason us girls love Pinterest so much is because it feels really safe. Everyone's so nice and uplifting in the comments, and everyone's just cheering each other on. It's mainly a female dominated app, if you couldn't tell. Don't be going on there to start any fights, is basically what I'm trying to say. But anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. Again, hopefully it helped, and I had a fun time bringing you through a tour of my own Pinterest. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next video very, very soon.